We back, y'all. We in the building. Grand Rising, Rich Rising, Grand Arrival, Grand Return. We back in this thing. Like Fire Cloud said, we up in this thing. This is about to be a very, very interesting evening. Today's topic is not one that I'm going to be speaking on, but instead it is one I will be hosting. And it is with a fellow tribeman, fellow tribe member, someone who has subscribed to this channel, who has connected to some of the ideologies I speak on in these data streets, aka YouTube. And it's a couple of interesting topics we're going to get into tonight. One for sure is inner alchemy. In a sense, the road to inner alchemy and some of the benefits of alchemizing oneself. For example, the brother that I'm going to bring on today, he has figured out how to get himself to the point where he is a spiritual interpreter. Gotten to the point where he is a spiritual guide that specializes in guided meditations that he himself has said has done very, 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 very powerful things. So I'm excited to be tapped in, just like RSP is tapped in. I'm excited we tapped in together. Tap, tap. Let's go. Rich Wisdom. I love it. I love it. I just created an LLC called Rich Wisdom. I love it. I love it. So I don't want to hold us up on this live. I want to kind of get straight into it. So with no further ado, I want you to kind of give a round of applause. And we're going to bring Chris God to the table, to the screen. Yes, indeed. We in this thing. We in this thing. Chris God in the building. Yes, yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. We in this thing. I'm excited to have you on this evening. How you feeling?
Feeling great. Definitely an honor to be here.
Yes.
People popped in as soon as you popped out. So
yes, for sure. Yeah. For sure. Are y'all able to hear Chris God okay? Just let's do a little sound check while I pour my tea. Y'all know about my tea. You can head over to qreeves.com and get some of this life-changing tea. But let's make sure you can hear Chris. Chris, make sure he was all good. Hopefully sound is on point. All right, looking like we in the building. Seeming like everyone's saying we hearing you fine. Okay. Could be a little louder. So just speak up. No worries. Just speak up. All right, so Chris God, you are a advocate for spiritual healing. Is that correct?
For sure. Maybe the biggest.
Okay. All right. So we may have one of the biggest advocates, all right, for spiritual healing. And before we even get into aspects of this type of wisdom and how spiritual healing could even connect to one's higher self, and before we get into some of the meat and potatoes of today's conversation, spiritual interpreter. I mean, I love the title. Can you give us a little insight on like what that means? If you were to give us a spiritual interpreter, what would the definition, or say, I got my third grade niece with me right now, and she's into this type of stuff too. So what would it mean, family? What is spiritual interpreter?
For sure. Basically, it's just someone who's clairaudient, and it's really no different from your everyday mystic or medium or psychic. It's just as far as my gifts go, that's what I specialize in, and that's why I offer the service I do. But and that's not a even like my name. That's the whole reason behind my name. Now that it's not an ego in that title. That's what was told to me. The first public offering of my service, meditation service. Had a lady sit down. She got very, very deep into meditation. It was her first time doing it. She first started getting messages for herself, then her daughter. After she got done with her and her daughter, she had messages for me. And like for real, the last 3 minutes of the meditation, she just kept saying, like her eyes was closed, she dead still. She was just kept saying, "Oh, you're an interpreter. Like you hear them, you can hear what they say." Like she just kept repeating that. So I mean, I had already known I hear other things people don't hear, and I hear things about people talking to them, and I can like just the slightest shift in your body would literally it's just like they just start coming through, like
Interesting.
explaining why you're doing things. So that's the main thing behind it is spiritual
Is it
interpretation.
like a feeling, or is it almost like
Feeling
communication?
and hearing clear as day, like in sentences, say this, tell them to ask that, ask them about this. Now, I don't hear specifically if it's your God or your higher self or an ancestor or anything like that. I just hear what I hear, and I'm just a relayer. Like
Okay.
I don't soften it up. Some people soften it up. I don't soften it up. I give it to you straight like that. And sometimes I had to learn to take the emotion out of it because I will feel the emotion of the God.
Yeah, for
They say
sure.
we don't have them up there, but when it comes through down here, because yeah.
Nah, that's real. That's real. Respect. Okay, okay. Is the communication always the same voice?
Yes. That's why I
Okay.
said I can't differentiate. It even sound the same if I'm just getting something for myself. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So if you were getting information, if you were interpreting spiritual communication of self or spiritual communication that pertain to other people, it's always the same voice.
Always the same.
Okay. And have you ever conceptualized it as like your higher self, or like what did you identify it as? How did you interpret what that voice or what that is?
I
Did
just
you
thought
call
it
it
was like,
God? I'm just curious.
well, just because growing up, I thought it was just everybody else's intuition. Because I thought everybody like heard what I was hearing. I was like, they got it.
Everyone always do that. I don't know why spiritual folks just be assuming everybody got these damn gifts. Everybody ain't got it, bro. You got it. You know what I'm saying? And it's for you. And it's for you. If you get what I'm saying, it's for you. So, all right, all right, all right. So that's very, very interesting. Okay, okay, okay. All right. We want to take them on a journey, though. We don't want to give them too much. You're doing great. You're doing great. All right, all right. So now I get what you're saying, spiritual interpreter. Have you ever seen the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze and Whoopi Goldberg?
A little bit. I know what it's about though. Yeah.
All right, and it's interesting, and I don't want to focus on race, but I do ask the question: do you feel like your melanin, or they put Whoopi Goldberg in the movie Ghost as this median? Is this coincidence, or do you feel that there is some type of connection to this?
Yeah. Absolutely. But you already know that. It's just like in the movie The Core, when they were asking when they were trying to figure out how to get to the Earth's core back when they pretended it was all magma and all that stuff you had to go through to get to the center of it. Who did they ask? They asked the scientist who's black because it's not so much like it's not about who's better, but it's about who innately has the information stored in their DNA. And like you said in movies, they try to low key tell you naturally who is more susceptible, and like have those natural gifts. You know what I'm saying?
Is this the movie you talking about, family?
Oh yeah, yeah. So the Earth was about to blow up or something like that. It's been some years.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
So this movie plug right there, fam. You know we building a movie list. So right there, check this out, The Core. And that's interesting because I mean 2003, but that's interesting because you even think of the idea of like the Matrix, and you kind of
Morpheus,
yeah,
the Lord of the
Morpheus
Rings.
and the Oracle. So
They
So
Mother,
that is an interesting correlation. I was just curious, did you believe there was some connection between the two? Okay, all right, beautiful.
but they don't do anything by accident. It's been so many movies while I watched it, and I was like, y'all put that, that character, male or female, race, whatever, like specific positions for sure.
Okay, all
What was
right,
that? Matter of fact, the last Kingsman movie, they started out, the guy was fighting with a Moor. They never said it, but if you know anything about the Moor, it was clear as day who he was fighting with. Because he was training him how to fight in a different style that really you don't even see too much to this day. But if you listen to the conversation, they do stuff all the time. It'd be blatant sometimes it'd be kind of a secret. But yeah.
all right.
Oh, the Robin
What's
Hood.
that? The Kingsman 3? Is that the third one?
The very last one.
Okay, okay, and I think it just this is the more right.
That's him.
Okay, okay, I see the hat. I see the hat. So,
Jamie
it's not a hat. It's not a hat, Q. It's not a hat. It's a hair dress. I
Yeah.
see a hair dress. Listen, don't. I got y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning. It's a process. It's a hair dress. I see it. Good plug. Okay. All
I
right.
give,
All
I
right.
give you, I give you one more because that wasn't even the best one. The best one was when Jamie Foxx played the Robin Hood because they came in there and they really showed how the Moors was on that the connection to the ninjutsu, how they was moving through the castle in silence, and they was shooting one arrows. Jamie Foxx and them was shooting three. He was like, "Why would you shoot one when you can shoot three?" That
I
was
never. I don't think I ever seen that one.
it was cold. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It
I
was
got it.
back when they
I'm plugging them in. I'm
yeah
plugging
they
them.
was fighting in
Boom.
Europe. There you
Boom.
go.
Okay. All right. All right. So we got a couple little movie lists. All right. All right. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Okay. So, how old were you when you realized that you had these spiritual gifts? You know, they gotta ask them. Them questions.
Man, I was born with them because so when I was born not breathing. Anybody who's had a near death or been through the death current, when you go through the current, you come back knowing.
Damn.
So yeah, like so when I came out the womb, both parents, both of mom told me that like you were blue. The doctors grabbed you and ran out the room with you. And at that time, this is in the 80s. I was born in 88. So back then they was really, mixing up black babies and stuff. So they didn't know what was going on. You know what I'm saying? So my dad, he was like, eventually they brought you back, you was good to go and all that. So yeah, I was literally born. Like the things I can tell you in this live, like I said, from three, starting at 3 years old, like, walking through portals, knowing to get in the bathtub, fill up halfway to your ear, boom, you out of here. You can time travel with that because water is a portal. Like that stuff I knew as a child to get in the tub at 12 o'clock, up to my ears, wait till my heart beat, boom, you out of here. That's the best way to meditate is with water. But yeah, I was doing that as
Cutting up, y'all. He cutting up. All right. So what I just got. So the movie Aladdin, and you have the genie, right?
them gin, yeah.
And they're like almost like all knowing. They know everything. I mean, ain't much you can't ask them. They know how to manifest or can give you an answer to damn near anything. My wish is a question. You need to give me an answer. But here's my point. You came out blue. Did you come out as like the genie, all knowing? You know what I'm saying? Could that be a part of the connection? It's just something to think about. I'm not saying necessarily gotta give the answer. It's just like, could that almost be like the genie or jinn aspect of yourself infused with you at birth? Now it's an infusion between you and this jinn will always talk to you because it's free, because it's you. It's you. It's basically a jinn in a human body, which is a thing. That's interesting. I ain't go woo. Shh. Shh.
It's interesting that you said that. But yeah.
All right, next question. Next question. All right, all right. So, what got you on the journey to want to use your gifts to help others? Because some people are selfish. Some people use their gifts or their abilities for self gain, self gratification. What made you say I want to help others with it?
The pain, as a child, when you really can feel emotions, and kind of like Anakin, you like, man, once I get to an adult, I'm gonna make sure if I ever figure it out, I'm gonna use it to help other people.
Damn.
But I ain't the only person. I know that's everybody thing, but most of the time when people get there, they forget that. And at one point I did, and that's that leads to another whole other conversation. But when
Mm-hmm.
it gives, if you don't, it's a Spider-Man quote, great power, great responsibility. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So yeah.
Now, I would say a good reference with the Spider-Man reference, because I remember watching Spider-Man and always realizing like he could never have both. Like he could never have normality and be like Spider-Man. Like he was always conflicted between both worlds. And like it's almost like love is saddening at times. Have you ever felt it? And I call that the Spider-Man effect. Have you ever felt the Spider-Man effect?
Oh, for sure. But like, because when you reach a true, in my opinion, based off my truth, when
Oh
you,
yeah, for sure, for sure. That's what we want, family. We want your journey.
yeah, when you come in the knowledge of who you are and reach a certain level of consciousness, you just know you can't move the way other people move,
Mm,
especially when if you
true.
got something in the future, because some people will try to use your past against you. And like the thing I always heard was, man, you can't move like everybody else because you ain't everybody else.
Mm.
And you chose the road less traveled, so it's going to be a lot harder because it's not going to look the way everybody else's look. So stop trying to make it look that way and stop trying to fit that way. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to be cognizant. You know what I'm saying? When it
All
comes.
right. All right, we got a question from the audience. Can you see it on the screen?
Yeah,
Okay.
not at all. Because like I've always understood, I was the consciousness of a being. I've always like when I wake up in the morning, it's like, all right, let's go, gotta go brush the teeth. That's always kind of moved from that perspective. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't scare me. They scared everybody else. Like,
Huh.
so imagine I'm 3, 4, 5. Um, grew up in a kind of like a country hood kind of setting, but we had like a little acre, almost a land.
That country hood.
Like yeah, so
Okay.
like
Okay. I just want to make sure I caught it.
so next door was my aunt. Up next to her was a crack house, like real, you
Oh
know.
yeah.
So I
Okay.
mean, like so my point was, there's about 6 houses on the street. You would live, 3 or 4 year old. You walking in people's yards, kind of, maneuvering a certain way. They don't know why, but I'm finding portals. I just naturally knew how to find portals because so my yard was cut off by a ditch, and anybody knows anything about crossroads. Wherever there's a crossroads, there's a portal. So the crossroad was the water running through the yard, and we literally was basically like cut off from the rest of the street.
I was about to say, I bet it was near water. So sure enough, go ahead.
So that's what majority of someone went bushes, somewhere in water. But to answer your question, no, because like they were
You said
funding.
bushes. You said some of them were bushes.
Oh yeah, man. Like
Yeah, no, I believe that. That I've
so
even experienced that.
so some people are looking to like some people look in bushes and literally see the windows and see the portals, but not know enough to and how to change their frequency to walk through them. Like as a child, like I could take you to the spot right now, assuming the bush is still there. Like I can show
I'll
you.
get there.
Yeah,
You ever seen this movie?
I ain't never even heard of this one. I be on it. What's that?
All right, K-Pax. K-Pax is about a man who claims to be from K-Pax, and he a fucking genius. And he be like in the mental institution, and he be disappearing and like wild stuff. But not to ruin the movie, one of the key points was that he connected to this energy when he was young. And it always happened when he was by the river, playing or near the water. So an extraterrestrial used the portal to connect to this entity. And that's what this movie is about. So it's so crazy for you to kind of give that reference and for me to even show you a movie that references that ideology. It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. You're doing a damn thing tonight.
What's even? It wasn't even just in my yard. Like this crazy right here. My mom don't even know this. She ever see this, she gonna trip. I used to do it at school. Like the rules of Earth they didn't register me. So like I would legitimately ask to go to the bathroom. I'm talking about 5 years old, elementary school. Walk through the woods. We had a nature trail. I would go through portals in that. My teachers used to lose me all the time. They just never told my mom.
Uh,
I promise you. But as melanin people, you yourself are a walking portal. Everything comes through darkness. Once you understand that, like you understand anything that's dark is a natural portal. Big hint for maybe later in the conversation. So that means your body is naturally a portal. You really don't
so,
even need an external portal.
so
If
you
you
know the saying
just
like a black cat just appears,
they don't. Yeah.
and is that because they're like going through portals? Like, okay, okay,
You would be well for people, anybody here that's clairvoyant, they will tell you things are consistently coming in and out of portals. Now I will say there aren't as many portals as there was back then. I don't It could be a couple of reasons behind that. I can tell you off top, we're not on the same earth.
yeah, for sure, yeah,
So that's part of the reason why, but it's not as many natural portals out and about, but
okay,
you literally have the ability to open up portals in your room. Some people don't realize when they have things in their room is because they don't realize they have the gift to do that. And every night when they go to bed, it's something in their room, and all they got is something different in their room. And if they just realize they need to close the portal, now some people it can become through a mirror, but some people are just like that's part of the problem. They don't teach us probably about our gifts. That's why they always studying dark matter. That is melanin. That is you. You know what I'm saying? But everybody has melanin. It's just more observable than us.
okay, okay, and that makes sense because even if you think about like a television, that's a portal. So that would be like an artificial portal, and if you remove the artificial portal, you probably can access the real portal.
It ain't even artificial. It's a straight up. If you
Yeah.
cold enough, you can walk through a mirror. When you,
Okay.
you know,
Okay. All right. All right. Hold on, Mutant X. Don't slow. Don't give him too much. Don't give him too much. All right. Okay. So then, it sounds like what got you on the journey was that you were born in this shit. So like the journey is the first breath. All right. All right. I'll take it. I'll take it. All right. And what led you to this form of healing was just seeing all the fuckery, all the
well,
oppression, all
I experienced was
the.
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So personal experience, like I said, that not wanting, feeling it, growing up, seeing, being able to observe it in other people, and be like, man, I wish I could do something to help you because what you're going through, you don't deserve because it happened to you. At the same time, it's why you came here for sure. You came here to learn lessons and overcome some things. So all I can do is assist you by first learning how to heal myself and giving you whatever things and tools to help you heal yours. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so are you saying some of the tools you use to heal others are the tools you use to heal yourself?
Yeah. Yeah. I ain't never healed anybody else. Like I just tell, I will tell you right, I'm not taking credit for none of that. I'm just an interpreter. Because like I said, if I have to take credit for the ones that did great, I have to take credit for the ones that did wrong. So it's up to that person. It's just an interpreter. But the things I tell them, they work. But it's coming from them. Understand this, if you don't have nothing else, any psychic medium, whoever, Dr. Joe Dispenza, whoever you want to name, they only connected to your higher self, your ancestors, your spirit guides when they're giving you answers. They only talking and telling you what you already know half the time anyway, for anybody that's ever got a reading. They just hearing it and giving it to you. That's why when you hear it, sometimes you don't want to accept it. And even your random friends or partners get it sometimes and try to give it to you, but you can't accept it. But people don't realize how much on a daily basis they spirit guides are just reaching out to anybody. It just some people are honed in and understand what's a message for you or what's not. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got you. Okay. Okay. All right. So you specialize in guided meditations. Is
Mhm.
that okay? Are these different type of meditations? Is it one meditation you focus on the most? Tell us a little bit about that.
So the meditation is like a combination of a bunch of different practices. Like it's a little bit of transcendental with astral travel with channeling.
What's give us some more understanding. That
Transcendental. Well, what I got was like kind of on some astral travel, like going through different portals and realms and doing a little bit of traveling.
so you help a person astral travel.
Or you gonna have to astral travel. Oh, so how about this? When you close your eyes, you are in the fourth and fifth dimension. You are or the void or something. You are no longer here.
Mm-hmm.
You're automatically in the fourth and fifth dimension.
Okay, so the moment you close your eyes, you enter another realm.
Period. Like you
All
can't
right.
separate that. People don't
But
understand.
once you're in this other realm, you then use the power of sound to help guide them.
So I set them up by, we shield you in your aura, even though there's really no such thing as shielding, and I can explain that more. But we shielding your aura because your aura color alone is going to give us the answer. Then we get in your sacred space and we call in your higher self. Your sacred space is in the astral, but it's a real place. People think it's just something you make up. Whether you build it or it's a place that already exists, everyone already has a sacred space that exists. And some of these places are just different space and time. Some of them are planets, some of them are universes, some of them are galaxies, some of them are whole different realms. Like your sacred space can be anything, but that's where we start. So, and it just depends on the person. Like if the person is not really familiar with this place, you build them on according to like what's most safe to them on Earth, so they can bring something from Earth and put it there. But if they already cool and like ready to go and want to go back to a realm, we go there. It just depends. It's very dependent. My service is very dependent upon the person because, like I said, when I tap in and I hear what we need to do, then we go. We go according to plan.
Okay.
But the setup is always the same as far as affirmations, shielding in your aura color, which is connected to a chakra. Then we sacred space, and then we go from there.
Okay. How long does the process usually take?
It depends on the person. At least 30 minutes. I've had some last as long as an hour and a half to 2, 3, 4. Like it just depends on the person and like if we just really chilling and going in and they just how much they want to know how much work. And then it just also depends on, like I said, they guide or they hire self. Because I've had what's funny?
About to tell us a story from a session.
Oh, it's relevant. A couple of sessions.
I want we want to hear. We want to hear some examples.
Black women, I never know how they're gonna go. Those are ones like I really just have to be a guide because I can kind of have ideas going to the other ones, and I can kind of pretty much know how they're gonna go before we even start. But when it comes to Black women, for whatever reason, I'm almost as much as along for the ride as they are. Because recently I had a woman. I was trying to show her how to ground, do different things. None of that was relevant. They just wanted her to start writing a book. She don't like her current job. She has a degree in some kind of writing thing. They want her to write some books, spiritual books on top of that. So we tried for 15 minutes. She enjoyed it. She was like, I never seen colors. I never had that kind of depth. Boom, boom, boom. She was cool with it. I was like, kind of like, I guess that's it, because that was the first time that was happening. But I was like, that was crazy. But then I did it again with another one. And that's some deeper divine mothers. I'm talking about ancient divine mothers came through and they took her and we were just along for the ride. So
Have you ever heard the voice of a person change?
No, because it's not a lot of invoking. That's the point. You just wanna talk to them. Yeah, you're not letting them come through. I know, nah.
Yeah, I'm just curious. Has that ever happened in any of
voice never changed? But people, like I had a guy, he was connecting the water. He started doing all this kind of mudra stuff. Charged white dudes. That's what I'm saying. Race don't matter. He said he did some of the most amazing stuff I've ever seen. And so yeah, like, and I've seen people like do healing. We literally, set the intention to do shadow work. They sitting there, their heart palpating because they literally physically releasing the trauma. So nothing as far as me hearing, but physical sensations and stuff all the time.
Wow. Yeah, I had a client who had like a Sasquatch, Yeti, Bigfoot type energy inside him, and it was like a trick. It was like, whoa. I was like, yeah, they on. It was a white dude. I'm just saying. It was just like, whoa, this shit wild out here.
You
Um,
crazy.
um, what I will say is that I have noticed what I call the Christian programming has worked. So, like, it is easier for a white woman or a white man to go way deeper than I have observed the melanated woman, and then at times the melanated man. What holds the melanated man back is his emotions, and that sometimes factors into this experience of kind of letting go of you in this state to be able to see you in other aspects of self. It's like they're a slave to themselves, and it's like it sucks because you're so much more than just this aspect or version of you.
And interesting that you said that. For men, it's definitely the ego and the emotions, and they don't even know how to shut up their ego enough to hear their higher self. I literally had to tell someone, "Yo, I didn't ask you. I told you to ask your higher self, so you would know the answer." Never had to do that with the women, but the men for sure. Man, that was something you said before that, but yeah.
No, it's cool. It's flowing. It's flowing. Okay. All right. So.
Oh, I did want to say
Oh yeah, let's hit it.
we can get into race because it's interesting how that works though. We can do it's up to you. We can do it now or later because that's a whole thing with stories in itself. But yeah,
Um, if you have one example, I mean, we could always get into the depth, but if there's something that you've noticed, just
what?
dealing with different races of people doing mental work. I mean, I have noticed there were differences.
Well, I just wanted as far as even how you choose what you because you choose what you become.
Correct.
That's something I've seen and experienced through doing these with different races. I've seen people that have seen they was white, that was black right now, white in past lives. I've seen people that were white see they were black majority. You know what I'm saying? Native American, Asian, what have you. That's what they say you can get. That's when it kind of gets into the simulation. If you understand, let me just explain like this so it's easy for everyone to understand. This is a simulation, but it's a school. If you've ever played a video game, you choose the character based off how you want to play the game. Race is part of that when you choose your character because it's harder the darker you are, period. And it's darks.
That's even in the universe.
So you're saying, so you can almost say,
Think of a black hole
right. So,
and
but
the
what I'm saying,
forces and everything that comes with a black hole. It gets heavy. It's a fucking hole.
it's a lot to deal with. Right.
I'm with you.
Because like I got a white homie who's responsible for a lot of the reasons I'm here, and he saw that and he was like, "Oh, I chose to be white because it's easier." That's what he said. We just started laughing. He was like, "It's easier," but that was just his reason. But also,
Like a video game, easy mode, normal, hard.
that's just what he got. Because my point is, let's just say that if I choose to be white, I can do more because I can infiltrate certain things that I couldn't if I was black.
Just
So
approval was at a higher level. I mean, to be able to be approved to go further in the matrix, into the simulation, into the game, approval rates have a higher status for white people. I mean, come on. But interesting you say that because I do want to give you an example. I regress someone. She was a racist. No, that's a whole nother situation. Okay. It was yes, it was a racist black lady who really was angry at white people.
yeah.
And I regressed her, and she saw herself on a porch in a white woman's body. And she was this white woman in a past life. Now, this is what's interesting. Her husband was cheating on her in this past life, cheating on her with a black woman that looks damn near identical to what she looks like right now. She incarnated herself into the version of herself she wanted to be then because her husband cheated on her. So that was so getting that emotional response in that past life reacts or ripples into the current version of character that you choose to take on. So very interesting, very interesting concept.
100%. Like you say, past lives definitely. That just as much as like you picking, yeah, definitely past lives.
That's an interesting concept too. If you read that,
What is I think
so I think you may have lived a past life as a different race, but I think when a cycle is ending, you will be who you are.
and who you are is just a being. At the end of the day, it's as simple as understanding the word human being. People focus on the human, but not understanding it's the being that chose what hue of the man he wanted to be. It's not hard to understand because it's levels to consciousness. I understand. I came in with the we did all this as black people, cool, da 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 da. Oh, but when you understand when the world was all black and it was shades, that's what made the world fall. But back then, if you want to get into the real story of Yakub, we can. I'll just say that. But
You
that's
said
where,
Yakub.
yeah, that's where it
I
started.
mean, hold on, audience. Listen, y'all want to get into the story of Yakub? Story of Yakub. Hold on. Big head scientist coming through. I'm going to just give you a picture. All right? I'm going to give you a picture. I am going to give you a picture of Yakub. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Do y'all really want to know the story of the big head scientist? Yakub.
Man, the literal physical and spiritual experiences I can tell you about this that I've had with around this story and this entity, like because what I'm telling you is not
Want to
real.
know the journey, family? This is it. This channel is about the journey. It's about authentic experiences. You don't have to be judged for your experiences. You had them. So you damn right have every right to talk about them. This ain't victim mode. I'm so in victim mode. I'm not going to talk about what I went through. Fuck that. Let's go. We go do it. They want to hear it. I'm here for it. Just remember me on YouTube. So you know what I'm saying. I don't mind. Just be careful with the swear. We got this. Let's do this. Let's go. I ain't scared of no ghosts.
Have I been cussing?
No, I've been cussing.
I was
No,
like,
it's me. I'm talking to myself. I can't tell you about you. I can only tell you about me.
no, I'm just making sure because we want this. We want this.
No, you did great, bro. You doing great. All right, tell us. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Someone said, tell us about CeeLo Green.
I don't know what CeeLo. Well, yeah.
They think I'm crazy.
His older raps, they older raps, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not. I want a big goody mob. So anyway, let me. Big head scientist. First of all, definitely shout out that channel. A lot of information on there is accurate. It's the craziest by human standards information you gonna see on the internet. But
on the internet, real rap.
So let me just say this, because back in 2010, so I had like some reawakenings. Like I said, because of trauma, they took some gifts and gave them back and whatever. 2010, YouTube, that channel is one of the last channels that has true spiritual information. The spiritual, yeah, they funny. I see that pause. The true information is long gone. But that's a whole nother story. So anyway, the story of Yakub and why it's important and all you need to know and how it relates to what's going on today. If the people that know the story of Yakub is the reason the Caucasian race came in the beat. It's not a theory. It's literally been proven by Nat Geo. They have without knowing it, written articles confirming this thing. What you need to realize is part of the reason he was upset was what his mom went through. His mom was treated different because she was lighter than the darker. So there's always been a separation between light and dark. It ain't no Willie Lynch that's been here. There's nothing new under the sun, only that has been forgotten. They using old stuff. Willie Lynch ain't came up with nothing that ain't been done. So even worse than that, there was a separation between those who knew and those who didn't know, conscious versus unconscious. And the thing that made the world fall as a race was people got in their ego and made themselves think I'm better than them because of skin color or spiritual or conscious levels. and it ain't changed. It's the same stuff that's still going on today. So that's why I was explaining the race thing. Until you get past all that, we're not gonna get anywhere. The Yaku thing was crazy. Is the first time I watched that Yaku video, have you seen the video? So them elephant beings. This is why I say you open up portals, huh?
The Sea-Nu.
Well,
I've encountered them, so I know.
Be careful saying their name, and this is just a spiritual practice. Why you always want to close portals. When you watch something, be like, I disconnect from their energy. Boom. So I watched it. I was
what if you familiar with that energy? What if you have a personal relationship with that energy? Do you close the portal if it's a personal relationship?
Change up the words. Unless we good, unless it's positive, close. If not,
I'm with you.
Yeah, you know everything intention based and words. The devil is definitely in the details. But it came in my room. It attacked me. An older version of myself, a dragon and Christ stepped in and they was throwing magic at each other. I swear to you. I woke up, and you know how you wake up and you're not sure if something is a dream? It felt like that. But then later in life, I started having that happen more frequently where it'll be something crazy like that I think happened in my room, and it actually happened in my room. Second time, and even the spirits around you will learn from you.
Damn right.
Not all spirits are all knowing. So the second time I was showing one of my homies the video. And Baron Samdi, I didn't know he was in the room.
That nigga be tripping.
Don't do he? So, we watch the video, we go to bed. In the middle of the night, the fire alarm go off. So my roommate at the time was used to me setting out the fire alarm, burning candles, burning sage, whatever, sometimes it go off. So he get up, he comes straight to my room. He thinking, I'm like, man, that ain't me. I don't know what that was. Go back to sleep. The next day, I'm already knowing that wasn't normal because the fire alarm only came off for like 2 seconds, right? So I see my homie he was just had to be staying with us in the other room. And we get up the next morning, we look at each other. We was like, okay, so what was that? Kind of find out. He had been visiting my roommate because my roommate even admitted he's not spiritual at all for real. He was like, man, I keep seeing smoke when I wake up at night. Baron Samdi literally wants to smoke a cigar with him. But what attracted him there in the first place was us watching that Yaku story. He was not aware of the story. And that tripped me out. So yeah, he came in and literally set off the fire alarm. So yeah, I had a lot of instances and things happening around that Yaku story. Also in that Yaku story, if you channel the story for yourself, you will find out that that's when they created the artificial sun. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Wait, what created the who?
The artificial sun, because the sun we see it's covering up the actual, it's inside the firmament as they speak. That's not the real sun. Those people that came out of Yaku, my homie literally in the channel when I had him confirming, he literally was like, oh man, I see them looking up. Oh, they created a fake sun. He's like, you know how China literally created a fake sun? He was like, dog, I'm literally seeing the same thing. But that's why it gives you all the issues it does, because you're not really getting the pure energy of the pure sun. I ain't gonna do that, but yeah.
I can see that. Because I'm looking at the zodiac wheel. And so during the creation of the Caucasian, you believe they also created an artificial.
They didn't. Yaku, remember, he was a mad scientist. He was
the
people that code, like them dudes, them people was what we're supposed to be, actual creators. They didn't create anything, but he did a lot of stuff. If you watch the video, but if you are able to channel and tap in, ask your higher self, you can tap into the energy of him if you want to. I would recommend that. Or you can tap into your higher self. It's always the best way to do it. Or tap into the source, and get the answer. But multiple people have seen the same thing. But I mean, the sun in itself, that's a whole nother video, because it's more than one sun. We don't see the same sun they do in Japan. That's why they call their sun the red sun. They literally tell you they have a red sun. Ours is like orange and yellowish, but that's a whole nother discussion as well. They kind of told you that in the show on Netflix, 3-Body Problem. Like,
for sure.
It's basically going north, south, east, or west. Like, because if you understand the earth is really shaped like a cone, and we in a corner of the earth. Like that's a whole thing in itself. If you really understand how it shapes, then having four suns makes sense. But you know,
Well, there's four seasons. Everything, if you think of it, has to be broken up. All right, so look, this is what I know. So during each age, something crucial is manifested into the physical plane. So, like for example, we have the bull right here. All right. Now the bull is under a feminine polarity. That's why it's called Mooney, because the money or the ideology of how we operate money in the standard we do up until today was created during the age of Taurus. The theory then goes during the age of Aries was when the Kakaku was created, that this was the age of Yakub. Now remember, these are cycles that are about 2,500 years, roughly 2,700. I think it's more 27, right?
yeah, that's the thing about that. You get somebody, but yeah,
But and keep in mind we're missing a zodiac sign as well, so we have to keep that in mind as well. But just to roughly understand, each age something is created in the physical that has lowered us. The money during the age of Taurus, and some would say this people of the goat or the Baphomet. I don't want to. Basically, the people of Samuel, and it could get into that. But Yakub is possessed by Samuel. Um, but yeah, very interesting, very interesting. I'm just gonna leave
it's
it at that.
it's a lot. It's a lot to that story. And the earth is just way, man. The earth is just way older than you can imagine, but we're not even on the same earth.
Do you think that's because of CERN?
We're not on the same earth for multiple reasons. The earth has been destroyed multiple times. Some
Come
people,
through, brother. I mean, we've heard the theory CERN is the reason why we got the Mandela effect, but what other possibilities is out there?
I never, well, first, is it possible? Absolutely. I never got that they destroyed the earth in 2012, but I did get that we definitely jumped timelines. I had a conversation with someone.
And do you think it was the CERN or it was the people?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, they if you understand what's really going on, they're trying to put us on a timeline, like they say in the Bible and everything else. The race
sure.
has already been won. If you watch the movie Tenet, you can't even time travel unless you've done it in the first place to begin with. They tell you how time travel works in Tenet.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch that movie.
Oh, they literally said like you can't do it unless it's already be done. You can't go back and mess with it. So yeah, they trying to create a new timeline. You as an individual, there are certain things you can do to create new timelines. I don't recommend it from experience because you will. There's a consequence to everything. But yeah, they just trying to put us on a timeline in which they win, and even that is depending on our personally jump. Yeah, it ain't so. Man,
He's another regressionist as well. It's kind of like we all kind of do similar mental work. So does the mental work add to the ability of time travel or timeline travel?
let
And is
me
much of a difference?
let me you jump timelines throughout the day all the time. When you so that's this the reason they tell you to be present and be aware of mentally where you are. Whenever you walk through a door, that is a portal.
Mm.
So whatever mindset you are in all day, that's the portals. That's the reality you're creating. So that's why it's important for you to remain in a positive mindset. Once you become aware of that, the more you change your mindset. Let's just say you have a negative mindset. The more you walk around and walk through different portals, like little archways that are always portals, the quicker you'll change your vibrational frequency and what you got going on. It's literally simple as that. You can go into meditation and come out, be in a different timeline. Some people do it through sleep and wake up in parallel universes. That happens all the time. A way that we do it and we don't realize we're doing it is just by what our mental state is and literally walking in and out our door. That's why when you walk in your room, you forget what you was doing because you literally shifted and went to a different timeline and have no idea what you're doing. And it takes you a while to get back to be like, oh yeah, this is what I came in the room for.
Damn, that's a good point.
So yeah,
Everybody's had that happen to them.
some people that happen to a lot. It used to happen to me. I'd walk around like, man, this is happening too much, and that could have been from brain fog, all types of things. But that's why that happens. Every doorway is a portal. I mean, what was the thing in Ireland? The
Stonehenge.
what are the things shaped like? Doorways. I mean, it's a circle. The whole setup is super. It's a super portal.
Yeah.
Just like your body is a portal. Like I said just a minute ago, but also it's in the shape of a pyramid. If you really look at your body, the base is bigger than the top.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but it's
Yeah.
really a diamond, not really a
Yeah,
triangle.
yeah. But some say that's what the pyramid really looked like anyway. It's a diamond. It's a whole another half.
Well, a Merkaba,
Verse.
actually. Yeah,
Right.
but they, if you, never mind.
All right. Okay. 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 All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's stay on this. All right. So, what are some results that you've noticed from your meditation healing form of your form of meditation practice? What have you noticed?
Man, everything. Like I said, I literally have seen people. The most significant and most the thing that happens the most is most people, they come with some kind of like they're always smoking, vaping, drinking, on a lot of medication, either or even microdosing. I've seen people be able to get rid of them habits and just meditate
Hmm.
because they went in and did the healing. So the most common thing is you go in, you see the trauma and the pain, and you address it. We you Some people use the technique of recreating the situation. Nah, like I said, you came here to face it. So you go back in and you face it. That's how the people heal because a lot of our innate responses to things are based off the trauma, and we don't even realize we respond in a certain way to situations repeatedly. So
Hmm.
people are able to go in and heal, those specific traumas. Those actions stop. So, like I had a homie, he used to use a lot of laughter whenever he got uncomfortable. He's not doing that anymore
Hmm.
because he's seen what made him uncomfortable to begin with.
Yeah, he found the source of it.
And like the other part of the practice is connected to your higher self. So now he knows who he is and what he came to do. So he walks in that purpose and knowing every day. So literally other people speak on, man, he walks with his head up, he walks with more confidence, like his whole energy and demeanor has changed. And that's the point. We not treating, we healing. We going in and see what has put your body in dis-ease. What is stopping you from reaching your potential? What is the fear? Like you said, the religion has really done a number on us because, like you said, white people are way. Most of my clients are white. Black people, I'm scared of this or that's some especially where I'm from in the South. Now, other places they with it, and of course, there's plenty of black people doing this. But if you ask me,
In the South, but that's where the roots are. I mean, that's the thing. Like the South is the roots, and if we can't heal the root, the whole shit is a wrap. So it's like I get it, but like here in the Bible Belt specifically, I mean, I'm here in Memphis. It's like we got to get on ball. Like we got to start doing some of this mental work. I mean, we worry about some of these other concepts, but we don't understand how much the mental work is using your mind to heal you.
mental, physical, spiritual.
Well, for sure. Just advocating the
Oh no,
ability of using one's mind to
yeah,
heal one's physical, spiritual, to not have to move at
yeah.
all, not have to lift a finger at all, and be able to do something so powerful that it reverberates and ripples through time.
Hmm.
Like that is important for us to sit back and conceptualize. I mean, this is why I push regression therapy as well. I mean, it does very similar practices, so I completely understand.
But the
All
reason,
right, so
the
go
reason
ahead.
I put all three because what I realize in doing sessions is sometimes you'll be mentally past something, but not be physically or emotionally past it. You might
Mm,
be emotionally past it, but not be mentally past it. It that sound kind of goofy and corny, but I promise you that's truly some of the things I said, and that's why I said all three. But like regardless, that practice takes care of all three because you're gonna feel it in your body, because when you see it, I'm gonna say, okay, now where do you feel it? And most times it's in people's hearts, sometimes it's in the sacral, it's in different, sometimes it's been in people's shoulders. It's wherever the trauma happened. And yeah, you're gonna feel it and feel the emotion and see the scene, like I said, whatever caused it. And that's been the most beneficial thing in seeing people not repeat the same mistakes. It doesn't mean, I'm not saying it's first time go in all is solid, but it don't take long as the person is consistent in doing it. And I've literally seen people whole lifetime. I've seen people that was with five roommates, five low vibrational roommates, get their own apartment and shoot a movie in less than a year. Like, and got awards for the movie, and his co-stars getting awards, like, because that's what he was told to do. And once he finally focused in on everything he was supposed to do to get to that point, things happened like that for him in less than a year. So
Wow.
that's been the craziest one for sure, because I've been around him the most, so I've seen it. Yeah.
I give a moment, just make sure everyone knows September 15th, I'm doing a visual meditation with Big Mama. You can get on over to the website if you want to get your tickets. This is our third one that we've done. A lot of y'all in the audience have experienced this. So hopefully I get to see y'all there as well. Connecting to Big Mama, visual training. Once again, trying to encourage being able to use the mind to address some of the other aspects, bodies, perspectives of self. So for sure. Now I gotta ask the question. I think our audience, not this interview, not this live, but we get you back. But I think our audience would be down to bring a person on stage or maybe two people. And how would you feel about doing one of these live with like an audience member?
Let's do it.
Okay. All right, let's ask the audience how y'all feel about that. We'll set it up and yeah, we'll set it up and
Also, I just now seeing the comment. I'm emotionally here and spiritual gone. That got
yeah,
me. I don't really know what that means, but that I was.
sorry. I was like, oh yeah, it
I
means
hope that's good.
they,
But
they mean it. It's
yeah.
you know, I mean, if it's working, shit, it's where I'm at right now. If it's working for you, yeah, YOLO, YOLO. Nah, we just messing with you, and no, it's all love. It's all love.
But honestly, though, that's how you should feel, because how I know for using discernment is like when you're really around, and I'm not like, so I'm not doing this for me or my ego. Like, I'm just saying for real. Like, part of discernment is when you talk to certain people, you should feel elevated. You know what I'm saying? You should really feel a difference. You know what I'm saying? There's certain people I've been around, I was just like, okay, yeah, I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying in general, that's one way when you around people to really be able to discern is like how you feel. Like I said, those emotions, because some people struggle with a lot of discernment, and there's a lot of, in any industry, there's always charlatans and grifters and people trying to get over. So I'm just saying that, leave that alone. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Now, someone was asking to re-explain. Basically, Chris Scott, he offers a practice of guided meditation, and during this practice, he can help you have access to your higher self. Would that be one of the directions you go?
You connect with your higher self.
Yeah, he you show them how to connect to the higher self. Does it just automatically happen?
I'm sure. Well, I'm gonna show you how. So yeah, but no, yeah, kind of sometimes it takes other people's higher self to come in, a little longer than others.
Okay. Okay.
So that's why I couldn't say it's instant. It depends on the person and their experience level as well. But sometimes some experience level doesn't matter. It's person dependent.
Okay. Okay. So basically, we want to offer an invitation for someone to come on the platform live and he would be able to do it live. So there's a level of transparency. So you don't have to worry about what's happening. I'm worried. I'm scared. What evil, what great, whatever these weird things people put in their mind. We're trying to let 2024 to continue to represent transparency and teamwork. I call it the double T's. And that's kind of what we're trying to advocate. So, Chris, God has been willing to extend his services to come onto this platform on another live and bring someone from the audience on stage and be able to do a guided meditation. So just making sure that's clear for everybody. All right, all right, all right. Sounds like they will like that. So now, uh, we still want to kind of get into a little more detail. So unlocking the wisdom of your higher self. This was the title that you were passionate about for today's live. Why do you think it is important to gain the wisdom from one's higher self?
Once you walk in accordance with your higher self,
Make sure you speak up so they can hear you.
once you walk in accordance with your higher self, that's when you're really here doing what you're supposed to do. And in doing that, we do lower self or shadow self work itself. Like I have people invite up their shadow self because you have to balance them. It's not like I said, you can't be so heavenly high that you know earthly good. You're supposed to bring those chakras in balance, and that's what the cross was all about. He hung his head on the cross and died. It was in the heart. You bring them 3 down from heaven and bring the 3 up from hell and meet in the middle. You know what I'm saying? That's what that was about. And that's literally what we do. We bring the shadow and lower self in. And, hey, what do we need to do to get in alignment with the higher self? And we align with your higher self. So, yeah, that work is important because from birth, we have been programmed to search outside of ourselves for all answers when all answers lie inside. People don't, blood stores so much cosmic, ancient information. You don't need to go to school. School only takes you out of what you already know. So that's why what I do what I do is I always wanted to know the truth. I didn't want to, because I understood if I read it from a book, that's somebody else's opinion. This is my opinion. This is your opinion. It's based off experiences, but it's still like not something I've been able to experience. So what I do, anybody can do. What used to bother me growing up was religion. If you ain't have a Bible, how you supposed to know? Oh, right. That scripture when he said, like Charleston White be out here saying, when God write the word on your heart, because that's what I realized. We can go, we can get from Star Wars fans. It ain't no different than religion. The fall was because people didn't connect to the source of the actual spirit of the entity. The Jedi fell because they connected to the religion. They served the council. They didn't serve the force. That's why the most powerful Jedi were Yoda and Qui-Gon Jinn. And they had a green saber. Green sabers let you know they was connected to the heart, and the heart was connected to the highest self. And if you study what Qui-Gon Jinn said, and this I just have to use this example because it's great for real for understanding why it's important to connect with your higher self and not lean to what other people saying. Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan was talking. Obi-Wan was like, Qui-Gon, if you just did what the council say, they will make you a master. He was like, I don't work for the council. I work for the force. My allegiance is to the force. My work, my personal work on this earth is to the force, to the spirit, to the divine entity or God, universe, whatever you want to call it. So that's why to me it's so important, because what you came to do is what you came to do. There's a book, Brian Weiss, Ascended Masters, Ascended Masters, a message from the masters, and it was in love. In the book, it talks about how one lady, her thing was to come here and be single. She never had children. She ran a successful barn. All the men respected her. That's what she came to do. So, like, individuality while being a part of the whole. What you came to do might inspire someone else to come to do what they came to do. And it might not be what's generally accepted. as a whole, because most people assume they come here to get married, have kids, But her thing was what she came to do. But the only way you could truly know that is to align with your higher self, and then walk in alignment with it, to where you don't have to connect with it. You are consistently in that vibration, in that balance of your higher and lower self. And that's just the point of this, because everything is just taught, even spirituality. Like, after a certain point, you shouldn't be going to your sensei, your master. The master is already within. It's just the higher self is the way to get there. I mean, you have so many versions of yourself in that. You have a. I'll just stop there, but that's it for the higher self.
All right. Well, I did see someone ask this question, and I'm going to fix the last word. Instead of consequences, she said consciousness. So, do you ever see a conflict or struggle within, like a fight to keep from reaching that level of consciousness? That's the questions, Chris.
Oh, me nah. Because when I was born as a child, straight up, when I read about Jesus, my goal was to lead the earth in a better place than he did. Like, when they talk about Jesus, they talk about me that way. That was my goal, and that's forever my goal. So and that's what Christ consciousness was trying to say, was you need to connect with your divinity. He kept talking about his father. What if his father was just his higher self? Because if I was my son, I would say, yeah, about him too. Knowing who I am as I'm just the consciousness of a ancient higher being. Well, I would talk about my same way as the son as well. So I'm just saying, like, just something to consider,
All right, I like it.
Not even saying that's the case, but I'm just throwing that out there for people to ponder. But because he did exist, I know a lot of people get into spirituality who come out of religion and they still mad and they don't want to. And this coming from somebody at one point who believed them, didn't, and then had experiences to where I know for a fact. Yeah, but that could be a whole other thing in itself as well. But yeah.
Okay. Next question they're asking. And these questions are for you, Chris.
Just on a higher realm, it's just a version of yourself on a higher realm. Just like your lower self is just a version on the lower realms. It's just different versions of yourself. Because you have to understand, like I said, you're just a being that sent its consciousness down in a human body. Your consciousness can embody an animal, a plant, a fruit. Because let's just say, somebody's saying, why would you want to embody a plant? Because plants, the growth process is slow and steady. So once you understand that, it's just, it kind of like your higher self, the title is whatever. It's just a higher consciousness level. It's just like an example is when you walking out the store, somebody bump into you, you bump into them, whatever. You apologize. They get angry. They cuss you. Your higher self is saying, smile at them and walk away. Your lower self is saying, when it's not aligned, nah, cuss them back, slap them. You know what I'm saying? So it's just understanding the different energies on different frequencies, different levels. Because what I was going to say earlier was, people are only aware of their human form, not realizing like you're currently living a lifetime as your God self, as this current life is going on. Like they say, everything is going on at one time. Once you get into meditation, it makes more sense because you were able to differentiate. But it's like levels and steps you have to take. Because I've had people that went in there and got the information. They were like, okay, I see why people go crazy, because it's kind of hard to explain unless you've experienced it, because it's all happening at the same time, and that's not something you can really explain other than to say it's happening on different levels. And when you meditate or you develop that connection, you just develop a direct pipeline to your higher self. But whatever you call it is, whatever you call it, it's just on a different level, different dimension, different frequency.
So do you believe you can have multiple higher selves?
I wouldn't say, I mean, if you say like one's a spiritual animal, or what do they call it? Like one, in a sense, like your spirit guides could be a part of your higher self, because they just different aspects and energy of the frequencies that reside in you. that can get really tricky. Just to keep it simple, is just the most aligned, highest frequency version of yourself that's connected to your soul and your whatever, it get deep, deep, deep. Like,
Okay.
cause that's some stuff man, nah. We don't, yeah.
Yeah. It's level one. Don't even trip. We had them on level one. Don't give them too much. We're gonna get you back. All right.
Yeah, the consciousness levels coincide with the timelines. Yeah, but consciousness is just awareness. Because what you'll realize is once you get to different levels, you gonna keep hearing the same stuff. It's just your awareness, your understanding and comprehension of it changes. And if you're doing the work, you'll be able to tap in and do some work with it. You know what I'm saying? I had another thought that went with that, but it slipped. I guess it wasn't meant. Yeah. But like I said, you have to remember it's all already stored in you. It's just up to you to awaken it. All the like each chakra itself is its own universe and portal. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just worlds on top of worlds within worlds inside of worlds. It's like Ant-Man. It's everything you've ever seen. Like it's layers stacked on top of layers, stacked on top of layers, but all happen at the same time.
Okay.
You know what? Think of a bullseye. You got layers. Consciousness, layers of consciousness. It starts from the further out you go, it changes. Or the further in, depends on your perspective. Yeah. I'm not a bullseye, whatever the thing.
Pulling up something. Hold on. Now, all of us is used to this image in the ring.
Yeah, whoever said like an onion. Yeah.
All right. Exactly. And it's just like that. As above, so below, family.
As within, as is out.
Yes.
You forget that part. And like not just the heavens and the oceans, but the inner earth as well. Because there's a whole civilization living under us. That's a whole nother.
All right. Y'all got any questions? We got about 15 more minutes left in this thing. Y'all got any questions? Let me just make sure I go through this. You miss nothing. Okay, this is why the ego must be tamed so the higher self can be a co-parent to yourself. I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah, because people think it's about silencing or killing the ego. The ego is just how you see yourself when you think you are. But once you're in alignment and you're aware of that, what's wrong with the ego then? So yeah, I like the way she said that for sure. Because certain people, higher selves, okay, if you want to get into it, can't nothing happen to you unless your higher self allow it to happen to you. So if you get real depression, you want to die, and it ain't even time for you to die, they can arrange it. And I've seen that happen, personal examples of that as well. But yeah.
Okay. All right, we got a question.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'll tell you all the time when I don't know something. The twin flame and karmic stuff, I haven't really delved too much into that because that don't really, that's not my focus.
Mm-hmm.
Karmic partners, I do know for a fact, come to teach you a lesson.
Okay.
And the twin flame might be your balance. That's what I will say. I'm confident in saying, but I'm never gonna come up here and tell something I don't know about. But that stuff is deep, and that's something. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you. But
okay.
If you go in and somebody tell you that's your karmic partner, be ready because it's gonna be a challenge, and y'all meant to teach teach each other things and learn some lessons. Is it going to work out? That's dependent upon y'all, but it's going to be a job because it's from a past lifetime.
Okay. Someone says your magical counterpart. All right.
Yeah, some people say souls divided. I can't confirm that from experience. So if it's something I can't confirm, I'm just gonna tell you what I think.
Oh yeah, that's transparency, family. That's that, and we got to be okay with saying we don't have all the answers. We have to be okay with dropping the ego because a man want to act like he knows everything or can figure it out, and I don't need anything or anyone else to help me in this process of figuring it out. So
Yeah, I can tell you what I heard and what I read, but a lot of that stuff is also new age stuff, and a lot of that new age stuff is, yeah. 'Cause like I said, I came here already in it, like,
mhm.
because I kind of had to let my brother know. He was like, "Oh, you want a new age?" I was like, "No, sir." Like I don't. When I saw that, I was like, "Oh, cool," but then I realized, "Oh, y'all just living light." Nah, there's some darkness that's got to be addressed too. So yeah, because there are shadow workers. Nobody talk about the shadow workers, but yeah.
It's not. I'm hosting. Just, just ain't, just ain't got nothing with Q answering. I'm just hosting.
They want to know that answer. You go ahead. It's on you.
Nope. It's a different hat today. It's a different Q today. Nope.
I would tell you
Nope.
this, if you worried about anything for the twin flame, just heal yourself. So that way you attract the most healed person of yourself. Because wherever you at frequency wise, that's who you gonna attract. So yeah, you attract your twin flame when you ready. You at that level. You can work it out with a karmic partner, like I said, but you just want to be ready. Just worry about healing yourself. That's why I focus on the other stuff. Because you know.
Okay. All right. We got another question. We got a question from Dad. Now this is a left question, but wants to ask your personal opinion on this. Let's go.
Y'all saw his video. Y'all saw his video the other day. You're gonna need to work together. You better create a community. You better you better stock up. I'm not a fearmonger. I love Brother Yosef. He has great information. Go there. It's finna get real. That's why it's important for you to connect with your higher self. Your higher self gonna tell you to move here, move there, do this, stock that, stock that. That's also why I do this because you ain't got to go to the news, come to me, go to Q, go to whoever. You could just, I need to do what for me and Mike? Say less. Out of here.
So what if these communities start popping up and then the karmic partners are kind of mixed into the community?
that's why you make your community. You gotta make sure it's on the same frequency. But
Yeah.
it's
And,
finna
I, and, I'm, and what I'm worried is if they hit the switch and go panic mode, does everyone have the time to weed out the snakes? If you kind of get what I'm saying, to weed out some of them frequencies that ain't gonna work out right now. It's like to leave one problem to enter into a whole nother problem. Just saying, it's instant. You really want to make sure you're comfortable with everything around you for like the next 5 years. Whether that's your car, your apartment, your friends, like I'm talking about, that's one answer I'm gonna give y'all on tonight's live. You want to make sure before the end of 2025, January 1st of 2025, you need to make sure that you're comfortable with that situation. Because that's what it's about to be for the next 5 years. Because it's about to get real.
let me say this, man. They can only do to you what you allow them to do to you.
Yeah, I want this. Oh yeah, for sure. For
Like
sure. You want this.
they pushing. I don't even want to. 4 years ago, when the stuff happened, it could have been worse had people folded even more. But it got to a point where they seen people was just like, "Nah, we not going with it."
Relatively quickly. Y'all got with the shits by like 2023.
So,
Like I switched it up 3 years.
so that's what all I'm saying. Like, man, you really gotta like. I see people fear you can't have it. Is it going to be challenging? It depends on us. It really depends on us. They can't do nothing without your cooperation. Once people realize that, the fear kind of leap. People hate it when he said it. It's going to forever be a fact. Slavery is a choice.
Mm,
Care what you think.
mm, 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 mm. Ooh, right. All right. I mean, woo. Okay. All right. We have another question. Feel good? You feel good with that one? You can answer that?
Oh yeah, so a couple of ways. So some people, higher self, intuition, same thing. Most people have a feeling accompanied in their body when their higher self is telling them to do something that's for their highest good. Like I said, I can, teach you technique to go in and learn to hit a voice and then ask your higher self to show you in your body what does yes feel like, what does truth feel like, or what does ego feel like. Ego a lot of times is going to be connected to trauma.
Mm.
And a lot of trauma responses are learned. So however your mom dealt with her emotions, how you gonna deal with yours, or dad, whoever was around. You know what I'm saying? So if you, just a way to tell, if you don't like the way you respond to certain things, and you know it's not high vibrational or high function, whatever you want to call it, high frequency, then it's not your higher self most likely. It's usually accompanied by a feeling, but like I said, the meditation allows you to master that and understand because you're gonna literally feel it and you'll know going forward, okay, this is my higher self, this is my ego, this is my lower self. You could do so much with it. You can literally just tell your higher self to appear every time if you really want that until you get comfortable with it. Because like I said, the purpose of it is for you to not even have to go in, just living every day and walking it like she's saying, is just trust your gut, your little gut feelings. I had a homie, like yes was in his hand, no was in his elbow.
Mm.
So it is different per person.
Mm.
Some people it literally was the gut. Some people one young lady hers was in the back. It was no in the front was yes. So is that's why it's important to observe your body as well and journal. The more you journal, the more you observe, the more you're aware you'll be of your body and what it's doing at certain times. Journal everything, and you'll start being more aware. That's the best way to learn your intuition as well, because you'll be like, oh, I mean, when I journaled this, how and write how you felt about what you should do. So when it works out, if it don't work out, okay, when I feel like this and I get this intuition, I don't need to go with that. It's a million different ways to do this.
Mm. Okay. All right. Do you have the option of typing in private chat?
Yeah.
All right. Type in your Cash App if you have one. Uh, Thanks. I do want to learn the meditation. What is your Cash App or Venmo? That way I can add it onto the screen. All right. Y'all a great audience, y'all. Y'all a great audience.
They're asking real questions too.
Yeah, yeah, real questions. And being really embracive. Clap it up for y'all. Y'all doing good. Y'all being good.
I got my whole
Real rap.
government on my Venmo. I'm tripping. I need to change that.
If you take time for a second, get it together. But I know that the chat definitely wants to show appreciation.
And it also, Kadash Meditations is the website. It's down right now. It'll be back up. That's where you can normally schedule, if you want to do a meditation. Otherwise, hit me up on.
Well, I'm gonna have you plug all that in at the end. Just get it all prepared. Just right now, just get the Cash App together or Venmo, so we could at least support you that way.
I think that's it. Okay.
Okay.
My bad.
Oh, you're good.
And I think she said, what else did she say?
I'm gonna do your Cash App, so we don't have to put your government out there right now. They got Cash App.
Actually, you know what? I think
that's the Cash App family. Most people got Cash App. Don't
actually, and I think hold on before y'all send it there.
Oh, wait, hold on. Never mind, hold on.
I got multiple, but hold on. Let me make sure that's the one I got.
Don't send none yet. Wait a minute.
That'll work. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's it. All right. So, what is the name of the website that's down but will be up? Family, this damn website stuff, bro. Wixton charged me $500.
That's why it's down right now. I got somebody building me one, and it's just like
went to my bank account. I was like, it's bad enough I'm recouping from the car. Then y'all just go double whammy and hit me with the I don't know if you ever watched Pressure Luck, bro. It felt like the whammy done swiped my bank account. When he be coming across, dancing, taking the money. I'm like, why y'all gotta do that to me, Wicks? But for the people, we gotta do what we gotta do. At least, because I do this full time. Now I can see like, well, I never asked. Do you do this full time, or do you have another profession, skill, job? Like what else do you do? Sometimes people want to know the person they're dealing with. So
Oh,
what else do you do outside of meditation work?
I have I had a regular 9 to 5. I do the
Yeah.
tech.
So you still so you're juggling both worlds, as many are right now. Yeah, and you still dialed in, bro. You still
Because
dialed in. You ain't letting it I know some people get manic trying to handle both worlds, especially with the type of knowledge that you holding on to. So applaud, like clap it up for yourself, for real, for real.
so I want because I want to say this. A lot of like spiritual people, conscious, whatever you want to call them, they have an issue with working a 9 to 5. Look, man, you don't know where you're supposed to be to shine your light. You might be the spook that's supposed to sit by the door.
Mm.
Maybe you the one that's supposed to get right next to whoever. I ain't gonna even say no names or some
Right,
company.
right. We
So
get you though.
you gotta
Transmute something. You there as the transmuter.
you gotta be open. I wish I'd have been open off some past opportunities because I was just like, whatever. I ain't really want to be here anyway because y'all kind of don't really vibe with what y'all doing. But later down the line, getting out of ego, calming down, that could have went a different way. Like I said,
Mm-hmm.
talking to me, I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
well, so oh yeah.
Okay. All right. What about the oh, okay, I'm sorry. So that's the website as well, family. Hold on. That's the website as well, okay? Just instead of cashapp.com,
Was that?
is it .com? Kadashmeditations.com?
Oh, it's just Kadash Meditations for the Cash App. But yeah,
No, we're talking about the website.
website?
We're going to check on the website. We just say we're going to give you 30 days because I know it's a
Oh, Kadash
process trying to
Meditation.
get
Yeah,
that back
that's
up.
.com.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And this
What
guy,
about like a email? If someone wants to try to book a service with you, what's
Kadash,
your email?
Kadash Meditations. Everything.
Okay. So
Yeah.
everything Kadash Meditations, family.
Talk
Kadash Meditations is Gmail,
TikTok,
Kadash Meditations Cash App, and
Instagram.
soon to come,
Yeah.
KadashMeditations.com. All
Yeah.
right.
I don't
Well,
know if you got to see before it got taken down, but it's more than just booking on there. It's prayers, mantras,
oh wow, come
chakra,
on. I love it. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
chakra color explanations. It's all types of stuff. It ain't just
Of course, they're going to try to stop the greatness, but they can't stop the greatness. All
uh,
right, well, Chris, we really enjoyed this. I definitely want to get you back up here. We could build on some more ideas in addition to get one of these sessions online so that that may even get enough bookings for you to get the website back up because we got to get the website back up, especially if you're dropping a lot of knowledge and you have some information up there for the people. So we go work on getting it together. Y'all want Chris to come back? Come on in the chat. Yeah, type in the chat. Bring Chris back. If y'all want Chris back,
and be honest. If y'all don't want me to come back, say nah. Stay out
right,
of
right.
here.
Be honest. Let's be honest.
Man, it was something I did want to say. The last thing you said. Oh, add me on IG Kadash Meditations. I'll add
Okay.
you back. I'm going to start doing weekly meditations, probably at least once a week, and those will just be donation based. If you got $1, if you got $5, literally just donation based. But they'll
Okay.
be group, and so people are welcome to join that. I can send Zoom invites. That's something I'm gonna start as well. But if you want the one-to-one, schedule the one-to-one. But just know I will. I'm already doing them with other groups, and those have been going good. Usually centered around, and I have other people helping me with that. But usually they come with the information centered around like the new moon, full moon, 888 day, a 999 day, whatever the energy is, and we deal specifically with those energies. That way, we healing quick because we in tune with the frequencies and energies that's going on. So we focusing on that and zeroing in on those specific things in the meditations.
Okay.
So, and
That's exciting. That's exciting. Yeah, maybe even get you to maybe host one of the meditations that I do. I try to do one every month.
oh
Sometimes
no, for sure. I'm just letting you know, like I'm definitely want to do one here for sure. Absolutely.
yeah. Well, what I do is I sell tickets. I do a Zoom,
Oh, okay.
and then I'll of course pay you for hosting the meditation. But that's something that we may try to get set up as well. It's about organicness, build a real relationship. Let the audience really see who they're dealing with. That's important for me right now, to show the collective. This channel isn't just for myself. It was a time it was for myself, but like I said, 2024 transparency and teamwork, it is vital. So
Ain't nothing shifting unless we shift collectively. But understand you can only heal yourself and be that light and be that example. That's the thing I've had to learn. You're not gonna tell nobody nothing. People only heal what they ready to hear, what their consciousness, or I don't even like spiritual because you're already spiritual. What your consciousness allows you to hear. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, and everything I've said, guilty of. Don't think like I said. Just because I was born with those gifts, I had everything in line. I didn't have to go through a lot. You know what I'm saying? Lessons are the best teachers. Unfortunately, not the best teachers, but it's a very strong one. But yeah.
all right, well, sounds like a plan. Appreciate you. This was great. We're gonna get you back up here, all right?
Appreciate you, G. Appreciate y'all as well.
Man, that was great. I always like connecting back with the fam. That's what it feels like. All right, well, yeah. Like I said, we have September 15th. We have the Big Mama visual training. For those of you who may not know, I offer an exceptional tea. So check out the commercial.
Peace, family. It's Q Reeves. I want to share something special with you all. My custom blended herbal teas. These aren't just drinks. They're experiences designed to help you breathe easier, find spiritual balance, and ease anxiety. Whether you need stronger breaths, deeper relaxation, or a way to connect with your higher self, I've crafted each blend with intention and care, using organic ingredients to support your journey. My Breathe Ease fruit-infused blend helps open up your airways, making every breath feel lighter and smoother. For grounding and connecting with your higher consciousness, my Blue Lotus Tea Blend realigns your spirit and vision. And when anxiety tries to take over, our Blue Lotus Anxiety Relief Tea is here to calm your mind, body, and spirit. Whatever your needs, breathing, spiritual balance, or finding calm, my teas are here to support your journey. Head over to qreeves.com and grab your blend today. You got this, family.